managing the meetups now, right? The community organizations. It's a nonprofit, whereas Capital Factory, you can think of it as the parent, and it's like the investor that keeps the lights on. You can read more about it, I guess, on the webpage, but we are Station Austin. So there might be a little bit of confusion. I'm so confused about it. But anyway, so that's, big shout out to them for giving us the space. Let's make sure we respect it and clean up after ourselves so they can keep giving us the space. Restrooms are down the hall, left, right, men and women. And if you, I guess I'll get to it in a bit. So the React ATX, this is a new year. This is our 10th year we've been doing this. So appreciate everyone coming out tonight. And hopefully we can continue on with this year as well. Whoops, sorry about that. Usually, so I run this company, Synapto, it's a startup. We sponsor the meetup. We're sponsoring tonight's meetup. And got some good news and some bad news. Good news is I signed another partner with Synapto. So I got 2 enterprises. That means I have to deliver, which means I don't have time to host this meetup anymore. Which means I'm looking out for a co-host to help, at least for a couple months until things settle down and I'm available, my time's available again. So if you're interested, let me know, chat me up, send me a message, talk to me tonight, or send me an email. Basically host a meetup, message members, and then if you do help out as a co-host, you get a free Station Austin membership. So keep that in mind. If not, we just have to put the meetup on pause for a couple months until we can get started again. Another thing too that we're doing that partnered up with Pleb Labs is an AI startup rodeo conference. It's 2 days right before the South by Southwest on March 10th and 11th. It's AI startup. There's day 1 is a full stack AI event. Talks, demos, workshops. Day 2 is more startup focused, a lot of startup demos. We are looking for speakers. The point of this meetup, the point of the conference is to showcase what Austin has. Yes, it is AI, so if you have any real world AI workflows that you're using at your job or making you a better developer, please let me know. You can go to the website, aistartuprodeo.com. We do have a call for papers. You can click on it and you can read what we're looking for. We want to make sure that it's the Austin community is represented, so we want speakers from Austin rather than bringing in speakers. It is South by, right? So you're going to get the out-of-state, out-of-country speakers, but we're trying to focus here in Austin and bring out the Austin community. So again, if you're interested, let me know. Go to the webpage, click on the link, and read through it, the call for papers. Also, if you go to the AI Startup Rodeo, we have tickets on sale for this meetup. Right now, there's a coupon code. It's $35 for both days. So it's like $65 off. If you're a speaker, obviously you get a free ticket, and then you get a +1 that's also free. So we're truly trying, and if you're also interested in sponsoring, your company is interested in sponsoring, please let us know. We have a few slots available. So yeah, it's going to be a busy year. So hopefully we can get things started here. Parking validation. If you park downstairs at the Omni Hotel, make sure you get a ticket. It's a good discount, $8, I believe. We're always looking for speakers and sponsors. If you want to speak, reach out to me, either at the meetup, Twitter, reactatx.org, or at the LinkedIn. Sponsors, always looking for sponsors. If you or your company is interested in sponsoring a meetup, let's chat. Speakers, right? One question I get all the time is I don't know what to talk about. So here's just some topics, some AI integrations. That's kind of the big thing now, but very simple things. There's React has become, I guess, complex, and so how do you build a simple SPA? What about a hybrid SPA and SSR? Right? There's new terminology, islands, partial rendering, things like that you're interested in presenting, talking about, educating. A lot of use effect stuff in React that's kind of confusing. A lot of new stuff too coming down the pipeline, or actually it already is in the core use effect events. Obviously, React Server Components is still a new thing, but it's also very confusing. So if you want to give a presentation on just what the hell are React Server Components, I'll welcome that, please. And obviously, if you do anything enterprise-y, you always have to deal with state. State management is a hairball, and any presentation on that is more than welcome. But again, if you don't know what you're talking about, want to present, let me know. We can sit down. I'm very open to working with you and helping you out. We have a bike shedding happy hour. What that means is that after the event, we can go downstairs to the bar, and the first round's on the house, right? It's on React ATX. It's just down the hall, down the elevators. So if you have some time afterwards, let's just all head over there and just grab a drink. Continue our questions. That being said, tonight's event, right? Capturing high frequency fraud signals without the jank. So let me present with you, Niel.
There were some half-decent ideas. I kind of joined them with my own ideas and finished this talk that you're about to see. But basically, what I'm going to go through tonight is how actually Verisol, the company I work for, stops fraud. And so I have kind of two specific case studies. It's not directly related to React, but it's very front-end focused client-side focused, and the code that we've written has been written in the React plugin. So I think I try to pull out some of these principles if you want to do something in the React plugin. So first, just a random question, but if anyone, I guess either in a side project or either actual work, come across clear fraud, someone botting their stuff or yeah, so nice. Refer to the sign actually get a bank. He's working at a bank and gets lost. So that's pretty typical. Sorry, quick, just some background. So I'm one of the founders of Verisol. We're an Austin-based startup. We're 3 years old. We basically help other companies detect fraud. We say we help other companies stop fake accounts, which can mean a ton of different things for a ton of different use cases. But fake accounts is kind of the most common language we have. But also, I say that because the things that you're here and we're going to talk about they're all from practice. They're not theory. They're not something I got from a blog post. It's basically things I learned between 6 p.m. and 3 a.m. And I just started to improve it with our customers. For some of our customers I don't know if anyone uses work.dev, AI, CLI, Cursor, Rodman, Play, different marketing companies. onto their site, log in with an email, and start using the work. And it's free to you, but not free to them. So, for them, I think it costs like maybe $10 per person. And it's kind of interesting. So when we first started working with them, there was like this whole narrative around like, oh, the Chinese AI regime is basically like scraping U.S. models. And I didn't really think much of it, but when we started working with them, it was pretty obvious that like about like 80 to 90% of it is fraud. So like people making like 10 or more accounts, never converting, we're all coming from China. So I kind of did think like there probably is some truth in that. Like, Dual, Cursor, these are like easy ways to get, free access to OpenAI models, to fraud models, when maybe you shouldn't have access. So it's kind of interesting. Like we talked about this recently, the concept of like customers losing money, which by the way, Wolf was losing. Like they had every day they had 100,000 free trials made, free trial accounts made, and each one was $10. So every day they're losing $1 million on potentially like people not converting, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, so usually we talk about customers losing money, but I think there may even be like a national security thing nowadays in AI. So by the way, feel free to ask me any questions as we go along. So high level, most fraud systems basically work in the same way, and it all starts at the client. So there's usually some aspect. It doesn't have to be a client SDK, but it's something that's triggered in the client that kind of kicks off the whole thing. So it could be like you're collecting use cases on the client. After that, it's like document service. So that's kind of step one. Step two is you do something with that. So like you drag a use case, which let's say on the client, someone with a certain email has logged in. You might pass that to your backend, and you might say, okay, like what domain is setting up from? Who's that domain? What does the domain page actually look like? Like, does it look like a business? Does it look like a government institution? If it's a business, you might even go further and say, okay, like, what's the LinkedIn page of that business? Like, how many employees do they have? If a business like Expedia.com is taking 1,000 accounts on Cursor, like, that's interesting, but maybe not that unlikely. But if a startup taking 1,000 accounts, that's pretty crazy. And then from features, you usually go to model rules, which that whole idea there is you want to get to something that's like sort of concise and can summarize all the features you have. So it could be, like, okay, we have this email, we know a bunch of stuff about this domain, of all of the domains we've seen that are like less than a year old, this is kind of the risk profile. Like, let's summarize that model. And then a lot of fraud systems actually stop there, and they'll just give you this as like the output. But what we do is we also go a step further. We give you like a final score, and we kind of like summarize across a bunch of these rules and models. One, what is the riskiness of this account per second? And then we also give you like a decision model, which is kind of like real estate. But the key takeaway really is if you don't get the client-side collection right, or there's like a bug in the client-side collection, you're fucked. Like your data's wrong. You're ultimately just going to make rules on things that are not collected correctly, missing data. It basically all starts in getting the client first. So that being said, I'm going to talk about like two specific areas that we've spent a lot of time kind of like researching that I think is interesting. So the first is behavioral data capture. So the setup here is kind of like when most people think of fake accounts, they're primarily thinking about, okay, this is an account that is not being controlled. This is a bot. This is someone that wrote playwright or puppet script to log into Cursor or Warp, and they're making an account and clicking a bunch of stuff. And that's usually right. The problem is like, how do you determine that it's fake? So here's actually a video. So this is semi-old. This is probably like a year old now. But we write a lot of bots internally actually, that's like where we spend the most amount of time with customers. Like, what to do once you figure out their risk profile. And Twitter is like a great example, mostly because people kind of use it and know it, but Twitter is actually not that hard to get into response. And in some, like, there's some theories basically that they like that because they can kind of turn around and pull their advertisers that they're like 300 million MAUs, like they have money. But also their engineering team has kind of figured out great movement of like you never really see that many bots. Like there's some Trump tweets, there's some like celebrity tweets, but they kind of do their own thing on the platform, do like harass each other, comment on each other's stuff, but like they're not really ruining the experience. So there's a lot of like other examples that are bring up. The great one is Uber when they first started. They would basically show like fake cars. They had no network effect at the time. They were like, okay, when people open the app, let's always show like fake cars. So we know like drivers are available and ready. It wasn't always true, but like they would do it. So it kind of a lot of times can be used like a jump start. One of our early customers actually, one of them was a game, and like basically the two developers that were like really interested in using us hadn't talked to this other developer who was like creating the bots. So it's like kind of like you guys should go on the same page. Like, I don't know what you want. But all to say that like it's not that black and white. Usually it's very very gray. And so anyways, back to the fun stuff. So we have this individual master. And so the way we tackled this, we were very stupid. This was like 3 years ago. We basically were like, we don't know exactly how to use data. We're actually not even that familiar with the data. But we're so lucky that we have like one customer who will like let us run our client side SDK on there saying, let's just our back. And so we literally did that. We just, had like a script that set up these 3 like event registers on, I think like mouse moves, over up, one down, and touch up, and maybe like scroll or one other thing. And we would like take the whole JSON, slap it back to the WebSocket to our like suggestion server, and write that JSON. And we were like, perfect. We have like all the data we need. We can just like let this thing like sync over next week, and then come out with like the first version of the product. And the reason I'm laughing is because we actually like pulled that after like 2 hours because this was a game, and basically like some users in the game just go super ham and go crazy with the mouse. So before long, we were just in the way over because we had so much data coming in. The thing was scaled up like 100x where we thought it was going to be, and we kind of just had this faucet of data that like we had no idea what to do, let alone like manipulate it, get it to like a point where we could keep at least in the neighborhood. And so I guess just a question for you guys, like if that happened to you, what would you guys do next? Like obviously pull it, tell the customer to stop, send them the data, but like where would you go from here?
You can coalesce it into like your data point.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So we basically started thinking along those lines, like without knowing like which data we need, coming like back and collecting this in a more standardized way. And so we did some basic stuff, like we batched them. The other issue we started to notice was we actually like it was hard to basically even imagine it because every section was so different. So like one person might land on the web page and then just immediately like navigate away. They have like 100 clicks. But then you have these gamers that would play like 16 hours straight, they have 100,000 clicks. It's like how can we even like begin to like start to like compare apples and oranges when you're just not the same thing. And so we kind of just got smarter and basically said, look, like let's almost do like an extensive backup here. Let's like in the first minute, super critical, let's collect every single one. And then after that, we can kind of sample it over time. Go like every 5 minutes, collect 5 seconds. So that's kind of what we started to do. But what we again realized is like we actually send like, I wish I put this in a slide, but we send like 10 arrays. It's all standardized. It's all like the way that we want it. And there's like almost no sort of transformation or logic done on the back. So yeah, the initial idea for doing this, I should have said this in the beginning. The initial idea for screening everything was we thought, oh, like we'll just make these rules that like will catch 90% of the costs. Like we thought, oh, if we just, if you ever click the same pixel, like no human ever does that, we'll just, that'll be a rule. If you, ever move your mouse at constant velocity, like you can just use all these data points, calculate that, that'll be a rule. But the fact of the matter is like, that catches a lot of the low fruit that honestly just catch in other ways without all that data and all that time. And so we kind of got smarter and basically just realized exactly what we that. We basically just send these like very structured arrays that we iterated on over like a year and a half. And pretty much just like take that down and write it right to the And so yeah, like that's kind of where we ended up. This is the other problem I should call out is one of the kind of nuanced problems we had is you can't always guarantee the order when you just string things back to the socket. Like connection drops, now you kind of like back up a little bit. People sometimes have two tabs open, same message, like string between them. So we kind of like moved all that logic to the client side, and we were like, okay, the chunk that we know is going to be right is the one that's just that. We deal with things in these like chunks, bundles that are really flat. So that's right. So yeah, that's kind of part one. Any questions on that or follow up? Yeah.
So you guys were sending front end, client, and
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah. So the events themselves, I should have put this in the slide, but like pointers, clicks is just like X, Y. Mouse moves are X, Y. There's some differences, like on mobile, you can get like sort of like pressure with touch, which is a very good indicator of a bot because most bots will always touch with like a programmatic pressure that's the same. Do that. On mobile, there's other things that are more sensor based, like most of the time when you touch a phone, even when it's on the ground, like it will gyrate slightly. So you want to see like in real phones, like you want to see accelerometer movements alongside the touch. You actually like sync those up in that bundle that I talked about. On the browser, you can't do that, but like that's a very like clear example of an expert. When you see that, we're just like, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You guys eventually
Yeah. So we started bundling this stuff and basically posting it for like is how we do it. So we like post it to Slack or like that. But yeah, there's benefits to those. We can talk after about like WebSockets. We kind of debated this a lot, but we could like a little bit more like this. One of the reasons not to choose it, by the way, is if you're sending a ton of data, like developers will check the console and basically like say that. So WebSocket shows up in Chrome server with one line. Okay, so the neutral data is, you can think of it as like it's very expensive, there's a ton of it, and it actually doesn't provide that much signal. So with the first kind of problem you're trying to solve is all about human versus bot, right? Like are you a bot controlled account or human? The truth is there are actually like big accounts that are so like an easy example is like let's say like I really like online poker and I basically just make 5 accounts and I start playing as 5 different people in the same game. So I'm just like I'm not using a bot, I'm not even using like a VPN or proxy, I'm just like making 5 accounts and moving hard that way. And so kind of the way that we catch that is by detecting multi-tenant calls. So the challenge here almost like create the uniqueness we want. And so we basically would just like generate a video, stick it in local storage, and then if that was there, we needed like, okay, this was this device. So we how to map it. It was really easy for customers to understand. But the problem was that, you know, any basic job search tool pretty much just create it for fees and billing costs to go. Just to lose that uniqueness like very easy. And so you kind of need to like have something that is persistent enough and unique enough to kind of like go past that. The good thing about this approach though is that it's really, you know, we're in a very good position. So when people see a match, they know that for sure this is the same device. These accounts were actually accessing the same. So from there, we kind of like graduated, I would say, and went to what we call more as like a passive findability. So we actually still use those IDs because those are the best. Just jump to the cookies or to the strategy. But let's say you do, you want to fall back onto something that's like gonna be worthwhile. So kind of what we do is we actually look at like a ton of different things in the device. So, you know, basic stuff like IP, platform, the device time zone, location, things like that. And then also we kind of like add on, I would say, some more like I would describe them as like we have some biases. So like we actually like train some so yeah, like two macro pros often like yeah, like a million people on macro pro. But two macro pros in the same like vicinity, in the same like 5-minute period, could probably say with some certainty or might be success. It's like maybe 60% right. We also have some biases like by geography, so like saying, you know, latest version of Chrome, MacBook Pro in Pakistan is very different than saying latest version of MacBook Pro in Chrome in right? So like you kind of like sort of supplement all this with like your own distinct about the job, kind of what you're doing. And that actually makes it a lot more accurate. And also it makes it a lot more just work across these use cases, because like sometimes privacy centered users will just even companies, right? Or like they'll just go to these things like so it's not exactly like, oh, you're using fraud, you don't have these like so we kind of like it makes it a little more realistic. The downside of this approach is it actually makes it really confusing for customers. So like most people can't fully wrap their head around like basically a probabilistic world where you can't definitively say it's the same device, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And so this is kind of like a difference with us is, you know, we almost like have to preempt the customer a little bit when we're doing this, because we're like, look, like this isn't like an ID that's like a device ID that's binary. This is more like we'll tell you a probability that this person is not using it. That's slightly different. But the fact of the matter is, even this, of the story, so what we end up doing is active expertise. Well, it kind of goes back to the first principle where you create your own uniqueness. You kind of do the same thing, but on steroids, like that. And so these are kind of like esoteric technical things, but by and large, they're trying to attack kind of like a couple parts of the browser, and specifically which are relatively hard to virtualize. So, you know, Canvas is like a YouTube that but basically what you do is you ask the browser, hey, like, render some traits, render some text, and you take that pixel output. So in this case, you have this like pretty never show but you draw it in the browser, and you take that pixel output, and that pixel output will actually slightly different across, you know, many different cases. And so using techniques like that, the nice thing about this is it's way more precise. Like you get way more uniqueness. I would say like on these kinds of things, like we have a lot of trouble basically getting it to like consistent growth. And you know, if you're like really latency sensitive, this is probably not how you get that work. But very high fidelity. So yeah, like kind of closing off. I try to connect this to some things that you know implementing this to your own project will work. The main things are really like don't use React. Get this outside of the React state. Just like you know, you want this stuff to be really low latency, high performance. And then try to push as much to client side as you can. It's a little bit of a give and take because you know people will cache their client side stuff. You don't want to have to do conversion. But if you have something that's really complicated and intensive, try to push it and let your backend do it. And then the third thing I touched on in the last slide, but when you're doing this expensive, like this WebGL things and things, you really want to move this like even off the main frame. So try to use like WebGL service workers. There's you know basically a way to like draw that drawing, but not on the main frame. So most modern browsers give you those options, and you can just render them. And then yeah, you know, design for adversaries. Like we have like so many cases that I never could have imagined when we first wrote this stuff, but like you know now is coming to fruition a little bit. So I was mentioning for the business, like we have these. One of our basically signals for accounts is like if you access you know something on an iPhone, that inherently is not an issue. But if your next session is let's say on Android, and then your following session is again on an iPhone, that's like a very reciprocal like access time. But you know, great example of edge case there is like a lot of these customers will have you know customer support people that actually log into like their customer accounts, and basically like that becomes like the false positive there. So kind of like thinking about all this stuff. Honestly, like it's so hard to think about everything. It's almost you got to be really reactive, kind of get invested in what it is that what's going on. I'll tell you like we have a ton of data, on the field monitoring and all this stuff, but the single best signal you can get is still you know direct like contact with the customer. Like if you know a customer is really telling you like, hey, we just think a lot of these accounts are not actually fake, and we're blocking them, and you're marking them fake. I would just go with that. You know, worry about the monitoring, because it's like explain that later, because that's kind of what they're going to do, like to get that. So yeah. Anyways, that's kind of all I had prepared. But yeah, this is what we do. So we have a lot of experience for. One of the reasons I want to present actually is because we just raised like Series A last year, and we're a really small team, but like 6 people. We all live in Austin, Southwest. And we're starting to hire. So if anyone's like at all interested in this stuff, or has experience with this, definitely like come talk to me after these guys. It's a really you know challenging problem, but really fun to work on. You know, just passing like one box. So great. So yeah, but I guess that's kind of it. Happy to answer any questions or. Questions? Yeah.
So, what if part of the expected use case is some amount of like AI bots?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then there's other bots that are supposedly fraudulent.
So this is a really common question, especially in the last year, because basically it's our bots. Right? What's interesting though is people think keystroke is easy, but when we started 3 years ago, there was this huge problem we had with like anyone familiar with user visualize. It's basically like an accessibility does that is they send a bot to the web page. You're logged in, and they basically just like, transcribe what's written on the page. So we kind of had like experience with this even before. The way we so first of all, there's some really interesting. So all these like I would say like big bots, which I'm considering Google read a lot of these big bots. They just straight up publish the IDs. So you don't even have to guess. Like there's no probability involved. It's just like if that ID is coming from Google, like it's a bot, yes, but it's a good bot. Don't mark it as good.
So it's like a whitelist.
Yeah. Like they don't even try to hide it. Like it's like in their documentation. These are this month's IP. So interestingly, with Claude, OpenAI, they have their own crawlers, right? And they don't publish them. So that's a little bit like different. But Google, Yahoo, Bing, they all publish, right? For all that stuff. You actually know like some granularity, like what they use for crawlers for the but the new AI model, so typically what we do is we actually just ask the customer, and we actually wait to ask the customer until we see the data. So sometimes people are like, oh, I'm getting botted. And then we look at the data and it's like, let's not worry about that. We have bigger fish to fry. But if you're like New York Times and you came to us, yeah, like that's a different story. Like you might have 50% of your web traffic that isn't solid. I don't know. So you kind of like want to tune. We basically try to tune it to the use case, but it depends a lot. The other thing I'll mention is we're actually a little lucky in that we basically only deal with authenticated traffic. So people like landing on New York Times, just like trying to get the headlines and then go away. That is not what Carousel looks at. Carousel looks at like you made an account. What are you doing with that account over your lifetime, and like basically like how many times you have that. But it's very much like in the authenticated realm. It's not in this like anonymous, unauthenticated data. It could be certain directly. It's slightly different. Yeah.
I think you mentioned it specifically if someone is using iOS and Android, like kind of more like sequentially.
Yeah.
Is it design of like a person developer or is it a bot? Like,
Yeah.
I use like I'm on an Android all the time.
Yeah. So every rule there's always answers. So what happens?
Isn't the thing that like the bot using code would be like more like specific on like the person using code?
Right. So basically our whole approach, and I should have like laid this out a little more clearly, but in the fraud prevention world, there's basically all these point solutions. So device fingerprint, that is actually you can go to a company that just does that and buy that. Proxy with that. You go to another company, buy that. And typically, the way it's worked in the last 10 years is mostly banks, but also insurance companies, huge regulated companies. They'll buy up all these vendors and stitch that together in-house to be their own model. What Verisal does is we actually just built all that in-house. So behavioral, device, email, proxy, VPN. We do all of that in-house. And because of that, we can actually tune these things to work together very effectively. Which is something that I think is very nuanced, but not a lot of big buyers understand is, for example, you might have a rule that's iPhone, Android, iPhone, but if you're just looking at device intelligence, that's not enough to really mark someone's security. We will not show that information. What we do is we actually we want to bubble up every single risk that we see. Even if it's a false positive, just bubble it up. And then we have these decisioning layers that basically look and corroborate across these things. Okay, yeah, iPhone, Android, iPhone is not necessarily risky, but they're all coming from a data center, and they've all been accessed. Their sessions are all 20 hours long. They've got this, right? So you kind of get this complete holistic mentality, and we nail them on that. So yeah, that's a common, I think, pitfall is a lot of times people just they focus on that one rule and they're like, oh, you missed it. That's that one rule. But really it's a lot of probability and a lot of surfacing the right stuff to get you to the most accurate answer. Yeah.
We call it model, for example, for
Yeah.
an airplane to crash, a lot of things have to go wrong.
Yeah.
Biggest model that's one way to let it.
Yeah, usually what we tell people is like, well, what we used to tell people is like, okay, it's possible like one account to get pasta, but it's very unlikely that 100 will. So that's what we used to tell people. Now I tell people it's very unlikely that one account will get pasta. So we just have like, I know how good our signals are, and it's very hard. But it's almost impossible to get like 5%. So a lot of times like people, yeah, like work to lose money on a couple like free trials, like it's not. But to really level up these things, you gotta make like 1,000%. And usually when that happens, they're like bridging IPs, they're going to data centers, they're like, so you can kind of get them at some level of scale. There's also things that I can talk about here, like, you know, the velocity of something, right? Like, if all of a sudden 1,000 emails from the same domain get signed up, obviously that's like very, it doesn't matter the difference. You know, like certain GPUs, for instance, like if all of a sudden like 1,000 show up, like that's just doesn't matter. So, yeah.
How tight are you?
Wait, sorry, what was that?
Like, say you have a client trying to kind of online marketplace.
Yeah.
There's a lot of data where it's like, hey, we have a certain response for clearly enterprise customers, like, do they get to pass that on to you?
Yeah, so this is maybe like, if you came and worked for us during Proton. To be honest, we've debated this a lot, like, because every customer has some proprietary data, right, that's very specific to their use case that does inform fraud detection. Ultimately, it's, you know, we've kind of gotten along by not doing it, honestly, is the best way to describe it. Like, we just think we have very general signals. Like, you'll notice in the behavioral. Yeah. Right. And like, you just don't know what customers. What's nice about what we do is we have full control. Like, we have the client SDK. We know exactly how it's being transferred. It's not like, you know, like even if someone was giving you like a permits, you'd be like questioning, okay, what's the screen size and all these, what's the, are these, you know, normalized, or these like, you really want like full stack control and all this stuff to get really accurate answers. But yeah, that's a very frequently like requested thing. It's like, hey, like, you have a switch channel dashboard that, you know, shows the failure history like this was scored 5 times, like, you know, we'll give that to you. That's not fun. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like when you're working at, are you working in a way that like you have say 6 months or and there's just money and you have to invest in you're getting paid for that much money.
Yeah. So it's a good question. So actually, what our strategy has been, this is like a very big answer, but we go after very unregulated industries. So not banks, not payments, not insurance. Most of our business actually comes from market research. So I didn't see any questions up there, but it's like the Qualtrics of the world, the Sync and Carl, these companies. But basically what they do is they publish surveys, and their customers are like Walmart and Pepsi, right, that want to like get 100,000 respondents. And they are really, really tied into who the respondents are. They think about fraud in a very specific way. And actually, like the Twitter example that I told you earlier, they think in that way, where they're like, if you're a bot filling out a survey, they will actually like route you to a survey that they know the customer that does that. They're a little bit like Twitter or Walmart in that way, where it's like you walk in, it doesn't matter how rich or poor you are, they just want to sell you and get everything for you. So to answer your question though, because we're going after these unregulated industries, usually when we sell into these teams, these companies, there's like no one staffed on fraud detection. So like or Clay is a really good example. When we like started talking to them, they were like, they had just raised like $30 million. And they're like, yeah, fraud. Like, I don't know, like, I think, let's just say you guys find like 80% of people out here just a rocket science fraud. Where it's like, people, they don't fully grasp like how much money they're losing, especially when they've raised like 30 million. Augment's raised like 300. So even at like $10 a day, $1 million a day loss, like doesn't even become like a top thing for them. But yeah, a lot of the times we feel we're not even taking off against anyone else. Like we're just, providing them like an easy way to either save money, but also I would say the reverse is also true. Like if you've made 5 accounts and you're a real person, you just love the product. Like that's a clear signal that you should be marketing more. Right? Like you keep going after this discount, you probably would pay for it. So Clay, kind of a fun side story. They had a ton of fraud, like I said, but they had real companies, big companies, that would just like share seats and not pay ever for Clay. And so we did like a case study because these numbers were like amazing. But in the first month, they did a very simple change. You just, if you detect a multi-counter, you don't get the free trial, you just get a free trial. That was the only change they made. In the first month, they converted 150K more of ARR just off that change. So they had what I'm talking about, which is a lot of users that were like super users. They just kept making new free trials and never converted. And so this product, like, saved them money. It actually helped them grow organically better. So that's kind of like the other side of the story that we see. No, not really. We're very focused on project. Yeah. The same, we've talked about it, like the same data set is actually built in marketing. Like, so it's the same tech. Yeah, it's similar. Like, it's the same way I like bring the business context. It's like the same data set can almost be like monetized for marketing, but we just focus on marketing. So, yeah. 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 I'll send it to you. Yeah. Does anyone use Gamma? Like AI slides. I did write these, but the outline was helpful. Then we use a mindset. So kind of you guys using this type of code and how to write that type of code in my code. Yeah. So we have client SDK browsers, like every mobile framework. You throw that in your app or website, and all that SDK does is it sucks down the data you need. You give you a session token, and you basically like take that session token and pass it to a sales platform. We'll tell you back. So all the resources and everything. The whole process usually takes like 2 seconds. And like 10, 5, 2 or 3 like similar, yeah. But we have our own SDK, so we kind of like we own all that from it. But we expose a lot of it as well. So yeah. If you guys are interested, I don't know if the company works for, but basically it was like a programmatic way to create content on augment code, which is virtualization. And it actually had spoofed a lot of our calls because our SDK is in augment stuff like that. So it was very interesting to see how they like originated and all that stuff. And, they ended up making 10,000 cents. I think got to get them touched. Got to get them touched. Yeah. 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 So yeah, a lot of stuff like that. The two hardest platforms to like make the content free for, without a doubt, are Android, because there's so many freaking versions of Android. and people do a lot of custom stuff for Android. People stream. And browsers in general. So browsers, yeah, what you're getting at is very like, first of all, I would just say most browsers over time are going more and more into privacy sensitive. So like Firefox is kind of like the poster child for this, but you've got these like Brave, you heard of that, where like it's actually like a pretty popular browser. Safari is basically like that's Apple's whole MO, and Chrome is also doing that. So even some of the like device fingerprinting things that we used to run in the latest version of Safari, like you can't run it because they basically like mock all that stuff. They'll send different screen sizes. They'll like so yeah, that is a little bit of like a cat and mouse game. You have to see it through. But actually, like all those things in a weird way like help our business because no company is going to go out and do this thing. Browser is moving that quickly, so we can tell people like just let us focus on that, and we'll kind of stay on top of it. But it is a challenge for sure. Like sometimes we have different customers that like are in a region that we've never dealt with, and they have like versions of Android that I don't know, and I can't find like the device stuff. So like it's hard. It's a little bit of reactivity. So that. Yeah.
So with the really easier modern kind of that requires sensitive packages that there's required.
So we don't use those. What we do is, well, yeah. So there is an exception for consent, I think, which is broad consent. That's usually like the one use case that is kept aside. But yes, also that's why we've been touching those is because that's like people are sensitive to that actually. But also again, like big picture, we are dealing with authenticated accounts. So these are people that already have like given up usually an email, maybe even verified their phone. Like they've done a lot of stuff to kind of like get trust with that platform. And so, usually like companies are not that big. You said like, oh, they have a computer. But yeah, there is like if you guys have not looked at kind of a fraud tooling out there, it is crazy. Like there's like I just pull up this website. There's a website called Ketkar. So basically, this is a full-on service. You make an account, and any second factor you can use for things like Claude, like LinkedIn, like you just pay $1, you get a phone number, you get the one-time code, and put it in. So there's like full like services like that. By the way, like it's kind of interesting because like I use this too. Like we had contractor in Brazil couldn't get access to Claude, and I was like, dude, get a phone number from here. And now he has Claude. So it's kind of there's like legitimate kind of full on services, I would say. There's also you guys have ever heard of it? So this I use, what these guys do, they stand up an API that you can call with a capture and it's all working. And it like for all. Like you can see, like basically every major capture provider is working. So it's like there's a whole like industry around this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. This is all like people trying to just not say. Yeah, so it's definitely interesting. Yeah, it's kind of, so Clay is a good example because they're now like maybe $1 billion company. But basically, like at these companies, there's a lot of pressure to grow. So they're kind of like, it's almost like they want, it's like immigration, you know, like they want, everyone wants to know, but like no one really knows the right answer. Like kind of these companies, like everyone wants to know like what percent of our users are job. But like once you get that, it's like step 4. It's like what is the decision? Like, do you want us to like block them? Do you want us to like so Clay, you know, they kind of like a lot of companies like kind of not really. Like sometimes they want more growth. They want to like let more people like talk to them, but like that's kind of people used to say like Zuckerberg at Meta had kind of like styles. He sometimes like he pushed himself like to like let more people post that are bots, just to get like that that fodder for the account kind of thing. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. We still retire like super shocked in some of these companies like what people are doing. But yeah, I will say like much of these guys are.
I don't know much about the security, but I'm wondering how much you want to say that. Like, they're secure, how much you not to say that. Anything about security related, everything like this.
Yeah, sure. I think we're SOC 2 compliant. Yeah, I mean, we kind of just we let our customers tell us what they want, but SOC 2 compliant is like the basic thing that most companies would prefer. But the other thing about it is when you have your SDK, there's a processor in that data. So like, except for like a couple PII things like email, like if the customer is like, hey, is this count? I'll say yeah, like you can use their email, but the rest of it is ours. Actually, like I use that for training. I use that for we can make it anonymous, but like it's actually our data, funded by us. So yeah, it's not. But also, you know, the data is not like it's not that sensitive. It's not like a security thing. It's like XY coordinates. It's like engagement. It's you know, IP things at the network, right? So yeah. So that guy works for a competitor. Which we just discovered under these pieces out there. But do you have any questions? I think you want to work for us now, right? Yeah. Sure. We can fix that.
One last question. Are you using AI?
Yeah. Yeah. So largely no, but yes, a little bit. So obviously every developer uses AI. Build the program, trying to use AI, gotta use this stuff. But honestly, like a lot of the product has to be super reliable and super easy. So like people are running our client SDK and calling our APIs usually out of authentication. So like anything like added, first of all, that's like a very, I would say, studied part of most applications is like how do we get people in the door as fast as possible. But also like every additional second is like just people are gonna drop off, right? So for a long time we kind of were like, can we just use these LLM APIs? They're slow, they're unreliable. But basically what we do is we use it a couple ways. So one example I'll give you is with email, as I was saying, we had built this whole like infrastructure to figure out the basically what these fraudsters do is they'll just go stand up a website, it looks like a nonprofit or something, and then they'll go and create 1,000 accounts for them. Okay. So what I did was I was like, all right, I'm just gonna every new domain you see, I'm gonna try to find like all these features about it, basically put that together, and create this whole model and store it. Okay, ton of work, ton of data, it's very like pushy data, people sitting for some domain all the time. So actually like 8 months ago, I was just like, you know what, like, go to ChatGPT and put in the thing, ask it what the risk profile is of this domain. And it's actually like basically accurate. So what I do now is I actually do a little bit of both. So I have some guardrails, like rules that I know, like I just don't want to mess them up. But what I do is I have actually like a huge prompt that I give to ChatGPT. And I basically like ask it, look up and research this domain. And, tell me a bunch of characteristics about it. So one of the characteristics is like, first of all, what's the type of the domain? Like, is it a real business? There are domains like, this is one that just came up recently. So this is a domain, carfaxautos.com. This domain actually made like over 1,000 pounds last week, so I just remembered it. But this is clearly like trying to be a business that is Carfax, but obviously not. So like when I ask ChatGPT about this domain, it tells me, oh wow, this is actually like an impersonation domain. You actually have a type that is like businesses that are trying to impersonate. And then we have some other metadata about it. So ChatGPT is amazing at getting data about real businesses. So if you look up like Verisol, it'll tell you it's based in Austin and it has like 5 to 10 employees. So both really good piece of information because now I can look at where those accounts are coming from. Are they coming from the US at all? Are they coming from Bangladesh? Like, how many accounts are being made? Are the names lining up even with like some of the like leadership in that? Like the signals are kind of like endless. But it's all offline, always synchronous, and not available on real time. So, like the domain's a good example of like the first time I see that domain, yeah, I need like 10 seconds to do all the features. But for the n equals 2 to like 1,000, I'll nail it every time. And so those are some of the ways using AI. We've also looked at, we don't do this, but we've been looking at basically like, if I give AI everything about an account, like full history, all the settings, all the data, and it just profiles like the book. Like it might be able to, honestly. So it's pretty amazing at reading things like that. But yeah. Yeah. Like you're saying, fine-tuning our own model. Oh yeah, yeah. That's not a bad idea, actually. I mean, yeah. So that's a good idea. We don't do that right now. We're small teams, so we kind of just, even these models like you have to use open routing, like there's very little, and especially not a way to use like things that accuracy is getting better. Once I saw Gemini 3, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna rerun all of our million domains through Gemini 3. It's like you get better at with no work on the business side. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. One more question?
Because I think it was actually recent case on Carfax Autos. It kind of looks like a marketplace. It doesn't look like it's like subscription.
Yeah.
Because actually, like even said like part 3.
No, you're right.
That's
You're right.
why.
Last week it was an actual like person with Carfax. But yeah, that's the other thing is these things turn over. So actually in the AI thing, I run it once, like the first time you see it, and then I run it once, later, and run it again 2 days later. And then I even run it sometimes 3 days later. But like getting the accuracy right is, especially near like the
like a number.
Yeah, like I can buy a domain that's 5 years old. That was used as fraud. The Carfax autos, yeah, it's dead for now. But in 5 years, I could see it. Same thing is true in Gmail, by the way. You can go online and buy like a 10-year age Gmail account. It's like, it's very valuable. It's probably worth like $5. Especially if they're tied to like,
I heard about
yeah,
incidents. Like, okay, I don't know if I guess if you lab like Twitter to sell that.
yeah, Twitter verified things there's a lot. Yeah, you have a question?
Yeah, I was curious about there's a I think there's like statistics like what is it called? Elections or like that, like top like million websites or whatever, top 1 website.
Yeah.
Isn't it easier to use one of those lists?
Yeah.
Verify their name. And then the other question I had is that some companies they use like the separate domain name for like their main stuff.
Yeah.
So for example, I think like a lot of things that get sent by AT&T that they send from AT&T.com or AT&T-mail.com. So if you just the mail.com, I'm sure you can get website.
Yeah.
Works all.
Yeah. So all these edge cases, I was like ripping my hair out over 2 years ago. But when I moved to AI, I nailed it. So like when you asked about some of these domains, like ChatGPT does like focus cases for these domains. So like, you know, is this connected to a comment for you'll ask. And then it'll find some Reddit page that basically has people discussing it and align that, oh yeah, this is a legitimate page. It's like amazing. Exactly. I just did one API call with all the stuff that, you know, it's like an amazing optimization.
But the things I can also create like a subreddit and ask it stuff like how does it real?
Yeah, totally. You would probably speak, if it's going to get better than I would probably speak. But yeah, it's like, you know, there's pros and cons, but it is like I've given it companies that have changed like over 5 years ago. It actually, so I asked it to give me back like a 4 sentence analysis of why and it actually tells you like this company probably changed their name if they're open, but it's a trusted business. That's crazy like that. So
All the different companies.
yeah, just a huge check it out. Sometimes I've been thinking about doing an email because a lot of emails telling people but like so like Niel at Marisol.ai ask when I hear about that right now, like you actually get like, oh, Niel is like super. That's a high value like person. That's using good product. So it's kind of interesting. So, yeah. Wow, a lot of questions. Yeah. Correct. Yeah, so we totally. Yeah. No, the typical case is actually it starts as human and it becomes like a fraud. So like a great example is like a fraudster can actually sign up, make a Twitter account, and then start a script. They pass the captcha, they did everything, then they start the script, then they start like actually doing the fraud. And so yeah, basically you're right. Like that's where you need behavioral. That's where you need some of these things that are like not point in time, but actually like continuous. And yeah, the other part of it is, which I think makes us different than maybe is we look at the whole account, like holistically. So like one session can have a certain profile, but ultimately you have 1,000 sessions maybe over the last 2 months. You look at all of that and you combine that into one decision. What's your risk score for those last 2 months? Yeah, so we no. It's mostly trigger based. You change your ID, we check you again. Everything. You change something on your device, we check you again. So new version of Chrome, like you upgrade, we check everything again. Most of the time it comes out to you like once a day. But yeah, there's a lot of like nuance to how we aggregate too. Like if you have 1,000 sessions, we actually weight like the most recent ones more strongly. You know, like being good in the past is like not like as good as being good now. But you know, you're asking all the right questions, and honestly, customers, they don't even know the answers to some of these things. Like when we ask them, because we can tune all this stuff to kind of be like for their use case, but it's hard. Like you kind of need to like look at the data, see what you're catching and not catching, and then decide that way. The patterns are very different based on the company, is what I'll say. So, like Twitter, it's like probably people are actually real humans making accounts, and then just doing like tweet this and tweet this all automatic. So it has to be different. But it depends.
I wonder what the architecture of your product is.
Yeah, so we
because you ran a lot of variations of everything in our software and
yeah. So we have a monorepo. We use NX monorepo, if anyone's familiar with that. And basically all the core services are actually written in TypeScript. Really easy to deploy. We're a small team, so we need like very simple, easy stuff. But yeah, the data science part. So the first version, we actually just wrote all the freaking rules in TypeScript, and like it was a mess. Like super hard to iterate on. Could not like back test very easily. And so actually, there's a company that we found them. I want to say we found them because we were one of their customers like 2 years ago. They're called Top. And I wish I had like personally invested in them because they just raised their Series A, and they raised like $15 million at a $5 million bank. They're like the crazy hot stuff right now. But basically what they do is they let you write all these like logical decisioning rules, models, all in Python, and in a very, very like simple way that you can run once for offline. So data, I know this is not like a data meetup, but like the common problem in most data pipelines is like there's a totally different pipeline for online and offline. And Chalk basically has solved like there's one pipeline. Like the way it's run online is exactly the way it's run offline. And with respect to time, too. So like that behavioral data, they actually have like the right time reference in there as well. So yeah, this is Python, mostly TypeScript, this is Python, and then we didn't talk about this, but a lot of fraud can be caught with networks. Basically, like to scale fraud, you have to scale the network somehow. You guys can use different network connections. And so for that, we actually use really like low-level kind of lightweight service that looks at, there's no load balancer. It just takes the client packets that we get and basically like integrates them. So that's like a easiest way to like detect a proxy is like you look at the incoming packets and you're like, hey, this is a Linux, TCP packet. But the user isn't telling you it's a packet. It's a Windows. So that's a proxy. That's someone proxying through data center and sending proxy. So yeah, you have like mostly TypeScript, some Golang stuff. I will say, I'm kind of rambling, so we can end it, but we're huge on GCP, and mostly because of one thing, which is Spanner. I use Spanner. It's an amazing business. Super, super high write throughput. It backs Niel and YouTube, so it's like it's one of these things that like the vendors are mostly saying like AWS, GCP, Azure, but Spanner is the definitive comparative advantage. It's an amazing for this kind of like use case, high data like write throughput. I would be like very, very nervous if you're working on personal right now. So, but yeah. they don't work in Austin, but their founders are. Just to give you an idea of how sick this company is, usually when you get on like a demo for the company, they like have a chat, take you through everything, right? When I got on a demo with this company, I was explaining them my problem. The CTO of the company was he was like, okay, if I can just tell me some of the features, he literally opened up Python before that first year, and started coding my features in this platform, and just like live coding. That was the whole demo. And by the end, I was like, dude, you're easy. But yeah. Cool. Any asking him questions downstairs? If you're still around, downstairs in the bay, you can look around, pick up any trash, help me out a lot. If you need parking tickets. Yeah. Continue. Yeah. Sir. Thank you. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just so you guys know. Yes. What's the marketplace? Okay. Yeah. How did that go? Yeah, sure. Yeah, let me know. Yeah. So we actually do job postings. If you just ping me on LinkedIn, I'll send you some stuff. But yeah, we're working on it. We're 5 days a week in office. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was about to
Oh,
ask
you're
you.
gonna
Was
ask
that
me?
too?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll just ping you on LinkedIn. I think it was Neil.
What's your name?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I'll just-
Yeah, we'll start with email. So I'll put it together.
What's your?
Yeah.
Full stack
Yeah,
developer.
we need a email on LinkedIn.
You,
Start November. Tomorrow.
was it like?
The market.
What were you doing before?
Oh, sorry.
Thursday.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I was in full stack developer here.
For sure. You got any company that's like kind of they're public?
Yeah.
They're an interesting company.
Yeah.
I think that the real challenge is the speakers. Yeah, like stop. Okay, so we meet up with
It's easier to use. I guess we're like TypeScript.
Actually, yeah. It's like, so nowadays, like use further person. So like, having everything
do slides.
Basically, I'm looking for ways to bring in docs and bring it make it part of their team. It's like everything about it is like another piece of kind of giving it that context. So I actually, when you started, I was like super against monitoring. I came from a book company, and I was like, I think everything microservice.
Get sponsored, right?
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand. It's like I thought that like Monterey was a monolith, and like, but I just read a ton.
Yeah. We'll start email.
But yeah, it's awesome.
Friday.
Definitely. Ping me on
Friday.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, we'll do. By great.
Yeah.
has to be React.
Yeah, just for the meetup. What's up? Did I give you some secrets?
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Think about it, but I'm
racking my brain about what type of stuff I would
Was it,
be
do
able
you,
to-
do you expect the person to also like find the speakers as
Yeah,
well, or?
we're on.
Yeah, well,
I'll give my templates.
What I use with.
Yeah. That was when I knew we were gonna be successful. But yeah, I mean, so like fingerprint, right? Has the edge integration.
10 years ago already, or something like this. Their whole library. A long time ago. I didn't even know this.
What exactly? Which one is it? You said the browser off the screen. Browser testing, is that?
I work on so you know.
Wow. Okay. I know.